you want to do a check-in? Stephen, what do you think?
Yes. Yes. Let's go there, brothers.
I'd like Stephen to start first simply because I love him, of course, as I love you all, but I would like to hear about Sheryl too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the two things together, Jim, because I really want to thank you for putting this question about stillness out, because it helped me to name what a big piece of this journey has been that Sheryl and I have been on together in a very difficult and profound way, especially in these last weeks. So just as a background, at the end of last year, her targeted chemotherapy started to fail. So she experienced a lot of really difficult side effects from the medicine. And it may also have been the chemotherapy failing and the cancer beginning to overwhelm it. And we'd been in this place a couple of times before, where her medicine wasn't able to control her cancer. But we'd always found another gun with another bullet that seemed to hold it off. But this time, the end of last year and the beginning of the year, it really came back in force. And so we tried different medicines to replace the chemotherapy that had been successful before. Nothing seemed to work. So we got to the point where her cancer numbers were just off the hook. And we moved to a very powerful infusion. So a drip delivered through an IV. So every week I've been taking her to the infusion center, and she's been taking these treatments, which take the entire day to put the chemotherapy, and then they bracket it with medicines to try to lessen the side effects, because it's really strong poison. So and that's been happening over the summer for the last 3 months. And I would tell people it's like an elephant has come out of the bush and is coming right at us. And so we've reached for the elephant gun to try to stun the elephant that's coming right at her. And for the first 6 weeks out of this 3-month cycle, it appeared to be working. So when she was taking the treatments, we were unable to look at her blood markers because the chemotherapy is so strong, but the cancer has been making fluid in her abdomen, toxic fluid in her abdomen, as it melts the cells. And the amount of fluid was less and less every week. And then about 6 weeks ago, the amount of fluid bottomed, and it's been straight up ever since. And the pace with which the fluid is coming has been doubling every week. So, and she's been losing weight, really quickly. So she's lost about 25 pounds in the last month. So the cancer, we know, is really back. And, for this summer, I put, so much effort into, chasing down all of the medical interventions that could possibly help her. And we did all sorts of, things to support her chemotherapy treatment. Did a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation as well, a lot of practicing presence, and I'll speak about that. But at a medical level, it was like another full-time job, and it still feels like another full-time job. I'm not working so much anymore, and what the experience has been, brothers, it's been just an experience of letting go of things, so she used to work, and in fact, I used to work too. I'm not getting any work done these days, so we had to let that go. And she used to drive, she's got a convertible, had to let that go. She used to love to read the newspaper. The chemotherapy took her eyesight, so we had to let that go. And this week we decided to let go of a lot of other things. And yesterday we let go of any kind of additional intense medical intervention. So we finally suspended her chemotherapy, and we're going to be moving to hospice. We're going to turn our focus to keeping her as comfortable as possible, so that she can spend her last weeks or days, or I don't know what the amount of time is, but so we can have this time, whatever that time is, together in love and connection and relationship and compassion in union with her and everyone else. And I have to say, we had the appointment with her lead oncologist yesterday. And I woke up, and we had made this decision after a long talk the night before. And I just felt lighter, brothers. And so did Sheryl. And I think that this this practice, of presence and being present, is really sustaining me, in this place. Like I know that it's sustaining Sheryl. There are long stretches where she closes her eyes, and drops into this meditative, trance-like place. It's sometimes it's hard to walk her up and down the stairs. Sometimes it's hard to take her out to the car. If I have to take her to the hospital, which is every few days, she has some sort of procedure. But these long stretches, where she'll have her eyes closed and she'll be breathing in that really deep way. I know where she's going. She's going to this place of the love that's under every other love. And, it's not as scary as I think that would be. without this practice, you know, because there are a lot of times when I just go there with her when she's in that place, and the choosing presence app helps me to remind me if I'm, you know, in the middle of, you know, talking to her doctors or people about, you know, where we are, what's happening with her medically or emotionally. But I feel like I can go there with her and not be so afraid. And you can't imagine, brothers, what a gift that is. So so Jim, thank you for sharing this with me, because it's really, not only is it saving my life, but it's really deepening this experience. And it's really a doorway to peace, you know, that I don't think I had before. So that's what I'm bringing, brothers.